So I know that we talked about promoting families. Is that what we all decided on? Is that,
Yeah,
I kind of saw that on the discussion board. Okay.
It seemed like we all had our ideas, but when I saw the family one, I voted for family, but what do y'all want to do?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
No, I think that's in keeping with the whole overall target of the class.
Yeah. But then I thought, on top of that, even though we do assignments, I thought it'd be really cool if we each do have what our focus is, and being that if we do a family positively promoting family page, then we can have extra links like those that do want to know about abortion. Those of you that have done a lot of abortion research, you have a lot of links that you could put there, and like I've done a lot of papers on pornography, so I would want to put those links at least on the page. So that way we can put what we've put our efforts into this semester as resources and links on the side. What do you guys think?
No, I think that's a really good idea. Thanks for everything you wrote at the beginning of the week.
I just totally went off.
Okay.
So how do we want to, are we just going to like create a page and everybody's going to put information on it, or, because I've looked at, since we decided that we were going to do promoting families, I looked at a bunch of sites, but it's like, is it too broad? Because I don't know, how are we going to do a call to action if it's such a broad topic and there's so many different things like spending time together and pornography and abortion, and like, I don't know, how are we going to put a call to action?
So I don't think we should cover abortion and pornography and all those. I just think we should have a link page where we could put, if you want more information about those kinds of things, here's the pages to go to, because you're not going to find it here.
Okay.
I liked how Colette's here, right? I only see 4 people on my phone.
No, everybody's here.
Okay. I noticed that she was talking about she was talking about like eating around the table together, things that just strengthen families, like eating around the table together, and the benefits of family council. And I was looking at the Facebook page, and I was just thinking, you know, if we just do a Facebook page, I don't think we can do as much on a Facebook page as we can a blog, but if we do a Facebook page, there's a page that, you know, you click on for videos. And so if one of us collected a lot of videos that we've seen that promotes like fathers hanging out with kids and the mothers and how you spend time with your kids, or, you know, a lot of stuff can come from Mormon.org because we have that. And then there's a page where it says events, and maybe we can have somebody just assigned to finding policies that promote, you know, families. And I think there's another one you can click on with other information or something, and that could be where we can have somebody collect just articles. Am I off here? I'm just kind of blah, 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 blah.
No, you're doing great.
What are some thoughts you guys had?
I think this is a good idea because Facebook is already set up. Sorry, Colette.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
No, I just was curious what the advantage and disadvantage of Facebook versus like a blog. You know, what?
I think Facebook's a little easier to set up because it is organized into those different categories already. So you just kind of fill it with the information, and then on the about page, like for the what your page is about, that's where you can put the basic information, like your call to action, why you're creating the page. Like, I just think it makes it easy to separate it out and easier for people to navigate too, depending on how they learn and how they get interest.
Well, it's also easier too, like since we're all working in a group, we all can just go to the Facebook page, and whatever we are assigned to, you can actually post it instead of us all having to log in, log, and having one person having to do all the information. We all can just do it on Facebook page. So
Okay, and after I put positively promoting families, I kind of agreed with Michaela a little bit. I started thinking that is really a broad subject, especially as I started looking at some of those other, websites or blogs or Facebook pages or whatever that we went to. I mean, some of them had so much that it was overwhelming. So,
Yeah, I think it's good to narrow it down just a little bit at least.
On which one, Michaela's or Colette's?
No, to narrow down the
Narrow
topic.
which one down?
Promoting families, we can focus on maybe one way, like spending time together, but that can include like spending family time, that can include eating together as a family, it can include time with the father, time with the mother. Like, I just think that maybe it would condense it a little bit more.
Right.
So maybe our topic is just spending time with the family, and then those are different ways we can do it.
Yeah, maybe something like that, like strengthening families through,
Strengthening families.
yes.
I'm good with that. Strengthening families. Maybe we could be just a little more creative with the title, so it's not just strengthening families. I know when we were looking at one of those, I don't know which website it was, but they had such a clever title. The title itself drew me in, even though I knew what the conversation was. I liked the title. So I personally, Ashley and Susan, what were your thoughts leading you on this?
I like the Facebook idea because it's already set up, like Alexis said. Every time you contribute something to it, or we can do all that advertising, tell the people we're connected with. So it's really going to go out to a lot of people right away. Whereas if we did a blog, who's going to know about it except for us? So are we going to be able to link stuff with the church or any other type of organizations?
The teacher said that we should add some stuff to the our project, like some LDS stuff, but she also said that we need to focus on not putting so much in there because there's going to be other people that are probably not LDS looking at it, since it is a Facebook page or a blog. If that answers the question, Susan.
Okay. So we can, like put a link to the church if they want more information. That'll be good.
Yeah, you can.
So I wish we had a month to do this because I would rather do something we could really dig into, but I think with the short amount of time that we have, I think this is such an attainable subject and an attainable goal as a group. Does everybody agree with that then?
Yep.
I'm always looking to Ashley. I'm like, what are you thinking, Ashley?
I kind of like divided up the questions that were on the discussion board where she said present, laws and policies, use current events and articles, what is being done, and I broke that up into sections with the dragonfly effect model. And so the first part is focus, and so under that from what I haven't written much, but it sounds like we want to promote families by having families spend time together. So I started saying bombarded by distractions, and then we can like put our mission statement there if we want. We can also put that on our Facebook page, and we can come up with a creative headline there. And then the next portion of the dragonfly effect model is get, grab, grab, engage, and take action. And under the grad section, those questions that our teacher asked that said, briefly present some research data and explain laws and policies, we can divvy that up. Someone can take each question if they want to tackle finding laws or policies. Someone else can find research, of negative stuff impacting families. And then the engage part, someone can choose that if they like, where they find current events and news articles. And then another person can take the take action part, which is what is currently being done or what does your group propose. So they could find, I know like Colette, last week you found a really good program. I can't remember what it was called, but you can sign up as like a tutor or something, or I can't remember what it was, but it was something.
ASA program?
Yeah, that one. And so like we can find more programs like that to, someone can find programs like that to post. So each person can divvy it up that way. That's how I thought would be the easiest, but we don't have to do that if you don't want to.
I like that, but for some reason when you said the negative impacts on family, the word that stood out for me when I read Colette's proposal was the word positive. And so I'm hoping we can just talk about the positive impacts. And that's why I like the extra links. I mean, when we have other thoughts and ideas, if there's a page just of other resources that aren't the Facebook's focus, but just to take people other places. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's the only thing. Just the positive researches of like family eating around the table. We all have read multiple articles of the empirical data and the results of eating around the table as a family and things like that.
And I put positive on there because I don't remember where I went to recently or if it was through this class, but there was a blog or something that I just felt like, this is dragging me down reading this. So that's why I threw the positive in there. And another thing that I noticed in one of them, I felt like there was so much information that there was no way I was going to have time to read all of it. And so I think we need to be careful how much we put in there, because it can also be a turnoff to go onto a website or a Facebook page or whatever and look at unless you're doing some sort of research for an assignment, you really don't want to sit there and read paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of information. Nobody has time for that.
So what Ashley has here, if one of us are willing to come up with a mission statement and a headline, that would be awesome. And if one of us, that's why I think the Facebook is awesome, because I love looking at all the videos. I think a lot of the news articles and all the information comes from these small short videos that we see. Like when I was looking up videos, I came across the cutest video where it showed a grandma looking out the window and her old adult son, who was probably in his 40s or 30s, was out there dancing, but when it showed the full picture, he was cheerleading with his daughter in her little uniform. And that was just cute. And so I would love to take the, what section was it, Ashley? Like I would want to put that to me personally. I would love to do that to the positive research and come up with videos that are the metaphoric approach of the research. And try to focus on that part. And if there's somebody that wants to do looking for policies, is there anybody that likes that part? Who just said mm-mm?
No, you heard that? Sorry.
Also, rather than just policies, because I think like spending time as a family, I don't know where I would even look for a policy like that. But even just programs that promote it. Let's see, I found one. Probably I lost it. I tend to do that. But just like a program that promotes those kinds of things. Oh, like this is the one that I found. It's called the Family Dinner Project. And it's about eating dinner together as a family and like the benefits, and it has more information on things you can do. And but I don't know, is anyone else thinking that it's going to be really hard to find something that's a policy on there?
Yeah, what you just said I think would be good in action. You know, how do people act? How can you apply what you're learning from this Facebook? What do you know, is there something you can do at home? Is there something you can do in the community? And I think that's a good one there. I just had a thought. What if we take Ashley's map, because it's a really good map. I mean, obviously, because we're supposed to put the map together with our reading. So what if we did it this way? We have our focus. We do need our mission statement. We do need our title, and we do need somebody to create the Facebook. And then let's go ahead and still have a section with policies and laws under maybe events or somewhere like that. Or if we do find some policies and laws that promote family, which I do have a book that has a lot, rather than each of us assigning to each other a section, how about whatever we come up with, we try to put it somewhere in that model. Like if I do find a policy, then I'll just put it in our events and policy spot. Rather than just saying, hey, Katie, why don't you do all the policies? And hey, Susan, why don't you do all the action? Why don't we just follow this model as a class? And when we come across something that fits really good in the videos or something that, in videos and information, you know, the news articles and stuff like that, let's put it in that section. If we come across, I don't know, am I off here? Do you guys know where I'm going with this?
No, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's great if we all just kind of spread out and look, and then when we find things for specific subjects, we just post them in there.
Does anybody have a story that they want to promote?
I think if we all included like a story, maybe one personal story about how spending time together like changed you, and then you can just post it on the timeline, just as like personal to it. Or if you find like a video or something that really connects, then you can just post it with a story. And we can use the timeline too to post articles and then how they relate and when you add your comments.
Okay.
So Ashley, if we took this model that you have for us, well, the model of the Dragonfly model, how would we, what would that look like on Facebook, where the best places are to post the grab or the best places are to post the research? Or anybody. Just always picking on Ashley.
No, you're good. Well, it's interesting because it's nice to have a Facebook page where you have like a designated day for something. You know what I mean? So it's like Testimony Tuesdays or something, but I don't know. I guess we'd have to kind of like throw it all out there, throw it all onto the Facebook page. I mean, you have your introduction on the left side where you can introduce our mission statement and stuff. But as for posting articles and stuff, like it's all right there on the page. And so I think if we're going to post something, we just have to title it like, hey, here's an article, you know, or hey, if you want to take action in your community, here's some resources. I guess we just have to be really specific on, so our teacher knows, yeah, this is part of the take action, and this is the engaging story. This is to empower people. Or I guess we just have to be really specific with our posts.
I have a question. So
I did think.
So does our main theme stay right there, or does it go, you know, down the timeline? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know.
Our main theme stays. So like if you go, yeah, if you go to your face and under that it says intro, describe who you are, you know, where you work, blah 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 blah. When you do a like a company page, it's kind of the same thing where it says describe your mission statement, maybe your location, all that stuff. You can post it there and it'll stay put. The articles and everything that we'll post will be on the page where you scroll that's next to that section, if that makes sense. See if I can.
So the about we will utilize as our mission statement and what our focus is of this Facebook. And that will also be the title of our Facebook. And then any articles or extra information we will put directly on the timeline. Is that correct? And then what could we put in the events so it's kind of organized? Would that be a good place for programs and policies? Petitions that could be signed, or events just sounds like somewhere we could do a lot of action when it comes to research policies or action.
Maybe some of the legislature that's going on in the country and in the states that needs to be voted on.
Does anybody have a Facebook page open to tell us specifically what all the bars are? What are they called up above?
Yeah, I have one open for an organization. I have the United Family International. So for one that's not a specific page for a person, it has the timeline, and then it has an about page, has photos, then likes, and then videos. So I don't even see events on here.
Are you talking about on Facebook when you create an event?
No, like if you go and look at another organization page or like one that's just a page for information, it, at least the one that I'm seeing, it doesn't even have a link for events. But in the about page, it's got it does have it divided up into like a description, your mission, and then also websites that you can add on to there. But yeah, I don't see any. You can share events, like if we were to create an event, like say everyone, just a random event, like everyone have family dinner today, like family dinner day, and set a date, and then you can share the event, but I don't see.
I think that's kind of what the only thing you can do, if I'm understanding what you're talking about. So like if we wanted to set up an event, then all you would have to do is just like create one and then post it on the timeline. And then if you want, there can be like a link or something, and then people can click on it. I think that's how they have to do it on there. Like for the organizations you have to go visit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that because the reason like my personal Facebook page has an events section is because I've been invited to events, or I like made an event page. And so I don't know, I think that's kind of what you have to do, is create a separate page for an event and then add that event to your page.
Okay, so how do we simplify this? I think we all should research what our desires research, but I think it would also help with organization if we at least said, like me myself, I'm willing to look into some available programs / policies / laws that are helping us to somehow strengthen family. And I'm also willing to put the Facebook page, you know, create the Facebook page and do a little bit of organization. I'm all about the videos, so I want to post a whole bunch of videos on there because there's so much metaphoric stuff that that give us information without reading the articles. So, and I'm only throwing this out here because I know I'm getting down the highway where I'm going to get cut off. So, at least you guys know where I stand with what I'm willing to participate in.
Are we just basically figuring out what our roles are then in the creating the Facebook page then? Is that
Yeah,
what
I think so. I think we should still, you know, leave it open to whatever as we find stuff. But I think if we at least say, I'm gonna try to put these 2 things on there, or this 1 thing on there for sure, aside from all the general that we want to add. It'd probably help us stay organized, rather than we might all go out there and find just research, and then we all put our research on there and we're missing, you know, 3 steps of the dragonfly approach. So.
Do you guys just want to, like, when you find things that you want to add, do you just want to put the link on the Google Doc under whatever section, and then when we have all of it organized, then someone will just take that and throw it all on Facebook?
That's what I was thinking.
Would that make it easier?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I thought we needed a central, you know, kind of to check and balance, you know, look at each other a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. That's perfect.
So okay, Google Doc open so people can post their links and stuff. And what's awesome about Google Doc is when you have a link, it keeps that hyperlink. So if I click on it right on the document, it'll send me to whatever you put on there. So if it's a video, I'll click on the link on the Google Doc and it'll send me to the video. So we can all kind of work together on that. And I guess.
Is it the Google Doc you just sent on the little column thing right here? Is that where you want to post it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's also on the discussion board.
Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, should
I guess
we pay attention to our discussion board in case we need to ask each other questions or something somewhere, or just on the Google Doc or what? Just in case we need to communicate a little bit.
I think
My stats class uses this link, and they've always got conversations going on. So you can just send a message through this same, I don't even know what it's called. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we could use the doc, and then if we have questions, just make sure everyone's checking in on the discussion board so that any questions can be answered. But also, like, I don't know, when we put a link on there, I think you need to also include, like, if you want to include your story with it or something, like, make sure that you're not just posting a link and leaving it like that. Like, use a little bit of a description with it, maybe.
use parentheses, right? So I think that's awesome. I think let's do the Google. Let's have the model set up with the grab and the focus, the grab, the action, and then as we get into the Google Docs, let's take whatever link or information we have and personally figure out where would this go best. And then when whoever puts the Facebook together, they can just take step 1, okay, we're going to put it here. Step 2, let's put it here. And I'm happy to do that if you guys are willing to wait till Saturday. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff and gather the end. What does that face go at?
That sounds good to me.
Should we also, like...
You go for it, Katie.
Should we also, like, add photos, too, like, to the document? Because, I don't know, I don't want the person who's making the Facebook to all of a sudden feel like they've got to find all these photos to fill the empty spaces.
Oh, like if we have like a picture of a quote or something we want to share? Like a meme type thing?
Yeah, basically like any sort of media, photos, videos. Like, that's the thing
I think
about
that.
is it's got to have everything.
Okay.
I think the best thing we could do is go ahead and make that Facebook. If somebody will just make the Facebook right now. I mean, go ahead and start posting memes. I don't think that's going to be disorganizing anything, because that's what a timeline's for, is those basic thoughts. And then the critical parts that are especially critical for the assignment, let's put that in, and we'll just get that posted before we send in our link.
I'd be happy to set up a Facebook.
Actually harder than it should be.
But I would have to have all of the information by Friday night, because I don't have any time on Saturday to do it. So I think that would be a little bit of a problem for you, Katie, if you're not able to come until Saturday to work on it. So, and I don't know that I can give other people access to it, because I think it's linked to your own Facebook page when you create an event or a page.
I think you're right. I know you could put other administrators on it. If we do it as a group page, there's options to put other administrators on it, which means they can access it. That's what we did with our branch page. Is I was the administrator, and then I gave the branch president and somebody else rights to also be in control and post and things like that. I have to be honest, is anybody overwhelmed, because we're like taking so much information and trying to simplify it?
Yes, rightly.
Are we all so overwhelmed we don't know what to say? I think part of it is it's Thursday too, afternoon. So.
Is there a way that we could just take 3 specific things about strengthening a family and only focusing on that? Like can we just focus on research about dinner around the table? Can we just focus on the benefits of family council? And can we just focus on the time we spend with our families, and just stay right there?
Well, can we take that idea and
or something to that effect?
Can each 3 stories, like what you just suggested, and make that our assignment? That's going to fulfill the assignment. And we're supposed to use personal stories. That's what's going to touch people. I mean, for the time we have allotted.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to keep it in spending time as a family around the dinner table and in council, and then like just spending time in general, because I think with the time we have, we don't really have enough time to get enough information from so many different ideas, that it's good to keep it in maybe just time.
Yeah, because I keep anything that we would link to or recommend to somebody, there's always copyright laws, and always, I don't want to get into any kind of trouble with using something we're not allowed to use. So if we just kept it personal within the 5 of us, 6 of us, we'd have plenty to worry about those 3 ideas: the dinner, the council, and what was the other one that you suggested, Katie?
Oh, time with families. Just spending time with families. And even that's pretty general, fathers with daughters, fathers with sons, moms with sons,
Well, Were any of you the age in primary when you did daddy-daughter dates? My daughter started doing that. She's got a 3-year-old, and she's getting her husband to take that little Haven out for daddy-daughter dates already. And I just think that's fantastic.
Is everybody okay with those 3 focuses then?
I can't decide about the
I don't
family
see any
council.
nodding.
I can't decide about the family council.
Say that again?
I can't decide if I am on board with the family council part.
Okay. So when I refer to family council, it's more of tips on how to communicate with your children or spouse type of thing.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really good idea, because that's what a lot of families are falling apart, because everybody's got an activity on the calendar every day. And when do they think of actually putting the family on the calendar and actually spending time with each other? You know, you don't only have to have a family council when you're in distress.
And maybe we don't even need those 3 things. Maybe it should just be time with your strengthening your family through spending time together. Because that includes dinner around the table, and that includes the communication. And honestly, why should we reinvent the wheel? Why don't we go on, what is it, the Mormon Channel dots? All those cute little videos where Dan says, "Isn't it about time?" And then we can like take that focus, and it's like, okay, I've just watched this video about a girl talking to her mom on the cell phone. What are the statistics? What are some research to prove that that's a healthy thing for a family? And take just and try to get our get and our grab and our engage.
We could include things on the Sabbath day, or doing family history work together. That's what our state conference was just about 2 weeks ago.
I don't know if you guys can all see Ashley's thing, what she just posted, but I just like that you were saying, Ashley, that we should just post our personal story on there, a picture, or just anything that's our personal thing about what we think spending time with family is. So, like, if Colette doesn't agree with the communication or whatever it was, then Colette can do something about, you know, going somewhere with her kids or something. Like, we all can do something that we think is important in spending time with our family, since we all are different in different stages in our lives. I don't know, I think that would be it would be the easiest to do.
Okay.
I think I came up with like a title.
Oh, what?
What about weapons of mass distractions? Distractions that keep us from being a family.
That's fantastic.
Write that down so we don't forget.
I'm writing.
Oh, someone taking notes?
Can you tell me what you said? For some reason, I lost communication for about a minute and a half. So what do you recommend?
So I think I've come up with a title or a slogan or something, and I said, what about weapons of mass distraction? Or distractions that keep us from being a family. I don't know.
Well, how can we put a positive impact, a positive spin on fighting against those distractions? I think it's a great idea that fighting against those distractions. I think it's a great idea.
What was what was
Oh, birthday girl. How you doing? Having a good day so far?
Wonderful. Nobody else was there but Kelly and me, and we got so much done.
Good.
Love you too.
See you later.
Okay.
I'll leave the door open so this kids can get in there.
Thanks. I can't hear anybody.
So Ashley, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can anybody hear me anymore?
I can hear you again, but I couldn't the last few minutes ago.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Okay. You had said weapons of mass distraction.
Oh, it got put on mute. There you go.
Oh, I was just wondering what the subtitle was. After you said weapons of mass destruction, you said like a subtitle.
What if you could get like
I think you're losing connection, Katie. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
they don't care, they just want their money.
Did you guys just want to talk on the Google Doc?
Yeah, that might be good. So are we just gonna find information and post it underneath the topic we think it falls under?
Yeah.
Along with like maybe a little description that the person who creates the site can put in the comment bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's.
I think I'm gonna get that here.
You guys are all breaking up. I can't understand you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So, Michaela, were you the one that was going to make the Facebook page? I'm confused of who's doing it.
If I do make it, then I can't make any changes to it after Friday night. And I don't know how to set it up so that several people can edit it.
Okay.
So better
So when
someone-
we make the Facebook page, are we just making it like if we're making like a business and organization? Because I've done that, like where I've had to make a business page on Facebook, and I can do that if you are busy on Saturday. Like I can still have it open, like if someone has an idea on Saturday. That's easier.
There's an option when you're creating a page to create like a cause or a community page.
Okay.
I don't know if that like, if they're different somehow in a way, or if for a business you have to have like information on like a website or whatever, but I don't know, it'd probably be better if someone who knows how to do that and can do it does it.
Not me.
I can do it. I can figure it out. It's not like it's not super hard, but because I can do it on like if people have more information on Saturday. It sounds like you can't. I can do it if you want. If it's easier.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, Colette, to answer your question, I think I do because I'm guilty. I'm on Facebook all the time, so I kind of know how to do it. But I just didn't want to step on anybody's toes if they like want to really do it. So I can do it if you want me to. But,
Thank you.
so, okay, so do you want me to make it then?
It's good with me.
Yes. No. Okay.
I had an idea that we could set up a date, maybe like April Fool's Day or April 1st for April Fool's Day, and everybody have a family dinner and then see how many responses we get and see what kind of reactions and experiences people had. Anybody there?
Yeah, I heard you. Sorry.
Okay. Everything was quiet.
We're just posting our ideas to that document, right, so that I can look at it and then I can just organize it, put it all together, and then, like, I don't know, I'll just write on the discussion board, hey, here's the link, check it out, and then if someone wants to change something or add something, let me know, or just post it on the timeline of the Facebook. Is that what's going on? Yeah? Okay.
It's been great. I went to work and nobody else was there, and I had a good
Yes. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Ashley, I have a question for you for that Google Docs. Since you just linked it. Sorry, since you just linked it onto the little the column right here. To access the Google Docs, is that in like an email, like how you sent like a normal email? That's how I can go look at where everybody else wrote it? Okay.
And I posted it also on the discussion board too.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I guess I'll just make a deadline since I'm the person to do the Facebook, but try to get all the information in by Friday. But then if you have like a random thought or something, go ahead and just still do it on Saturday. I'll still check, but I want to start doing it on Friday since it is like close to finals week, you know?
coming over. Allison and Emily are.
So, if that makes sense.
How do I mute my speaker on my Chromebook?
Yeah, that sounds
good. She's stressed out.
I turned the speakers off, but I haven't turned the microphone. Oh, there that is.
I'll check my phone periodically too. Thankfully I get Google Docs on my phone, so if you need anything, just write it on there and I'll answer.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Well,
cool.
I know what we're doing. Does everybody understand? Because I have to go, but are we all on the same page then, I think? Colette, are you okay?
Yeah. I think she's frozen.
Okay, so
Alrighty.
just check discussion board and Google Docs, and then when I post the link for Facebook, check that too, I guess. That's our goal. So.
Okay.
See you
Sounds
later.
like a plan.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.